Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming to our wedding. We're excited that you drove this far to make it, just to be a part of this special day for us.
Yeah, we just wanted to take some time just to share with you. Some of you don't know the history of our relationship and how we met and whatnot. And so we just want to take a few minutes just to share with you those things. So here we go. So Johnny and I met back in 2003. We were interns together at Team Meeting Ministries Honor Academy, but we didn't actually get to know each other until our second year, which was with the Servants of the Call program. We did a lot of things like traveling around the United States and speaking to youth groups about missions and whatnot. And through that, our relationship actually grew. We became really great friends, but nothing ever happened from there during that year because we weren't allowed to like each other or pursue anything. But I kind of started liking him, but I kept it to myself. But anyway, after that Servants of the Call year program, I ended up working at T-Mania for one extra year, and Johnny ended up moving back to North Carolina. So we actually split and went our separate ways. And so from then on, I didn't know what was going to happen to it. So.
Well, I moved to North Carolina. I didn't even think Janice liked me at all, but I started liking her. I was like, man, this girl is awesome. I like her a lot. My eyes were opened up to her. And I'm in North Carolina, she's in Texas, and so I'm wondering, how am I going to pursue someone in such a long distance? And I remember for a long time I just prayed about it. I'm like, okay, God, if this is not of you, please take this desire out of my heart, because I don't want to go there, because she's such a good friend of mine. But then through time, we started talking more on the phone, and 3 o'clock in the morning came, we're still talking, and when sometimes after work I'll be driving home and she would actually call me, and see, that's when I kind of knew that she kind of liked me, because she was calling me. And so I was like, yes. So the whole time I'm like, man, I'm starting to like her a lot, but it's Janice Tanzel, she's the bomb. I don't even think she'll go for a guy like me. But it was in November when I was like, okay, Lord, if this is of you, if Janice and I are supposed to be together, you have to make it happen. And so actually I got a phone call from Teen Mania, and they're like, hey Johnny, we want to fly you out to Texas to be a part of a leadership program for global expeditions. And I was like, sweet, yes. And they're like, hey, we'll buy your plane ticket out there. And I was like, oh, really? And so yeah, so then they flew me out to Texas, and then I knew that's when I had to make the next step.
So when I heard that Johnny was coming to Texas, I was so excited. I hadn't seen him in 4 or 5 months, and I liked him, so of course any girl would be excited to see the guy that she likes. So he came, and after he was done with his conference and everything like that, we were able to hang out. And so one of the times I drove him home, unexpectedly, he shared with me some stuff, and eventually he told me that he liked me a lot, and told me so many amazing things, and I was so happy. I was like the happiest girl on the face of the planet. And then that night, January 31st, Johnny asked me to be his girlfriend, and so I said yes. And so for the next 9 months, we dated. Part of that time, well, the entire time was long distance. Part of the time I was in Texas, and he was still in North Carolina. And then another part of the time I was here in Michigan, and then he was also still in North Carolina. But after that period of 9 months, he ended up moving to Michigan, and so a new chapter of our relationship started.
So here's the deal. How can you have a long distance relationship? It's not working. So I made the move to go to Michigan to be closer with Janice, to spend time with her. Long story short, really long story short, 10 months later, I knew it was time. I felt God has really allowed this time to happen. Janice and I really developed our friendship deeply in all areas, and so I was like, all right, I'm going to propose. And so that one faithful day, I asked Janice to be my wife. I actually took her to my apartment. And, there was roses everywhere, and we did communion. We prayed for each other, and there's pictures everywhere. And it was really romantic. It was. And yeah, I just asked her. I was like, Janice, I want to spend my life with you. I want you to be my wife. And first she laughed, but that's okay. Then she said yes. And so that's why we're here today, is because she said yes.
I like a lot of things about Johnny, but if I was to pick a few things, I would say that first off, I love the fact that he loves the Lord and he has the same passions that I do. People, traveling. I love that he's adventurous. I love that he loves me a lot and serves me so much. I love that he has a sense of humor, and so he bounces me out in there. But there's a lot of things that I love about Johnny, but I think one of the biggest things that I love about him is that he just loves me unconditionally in ways that I've never even thought that anyone could ever love me. And so he's great and wonderful.
There are a lot of things that I really like about Janice. Just to name a few, the obvious: she's gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. Very blessed to be with such a beautiful woman. But the other thing that really just sticks out to me a lot is just her servanthood. The way she goes above and beyond to serve every person that she meets and come in contact with. It's a blessing. She is a true servant, and that's really attractive. I like that a lot about Janice.
So here we are, and we're married, and we have the whole future ahead of us. And so, just so you guys know, something to be praying for us about, and just if you think about us, we're really excited to live our life together. Since we were even single, we really had a passion for the lost, a passion for people in other countries that don't know about the Lord. And that's something that we want to do, and that's something that we feel that God has really placed a desire in our hearts, is to serve Him in that facet, to go overseas and to preach the gospel to people that don't know Him and have never heard the name of Jesus Christ. And so together and future as a family later on, we just hope to be used by the Lord to do those kind of things. So.
Yeah, it is. But just like she said, it's a real passion of ours for people. And I know that together that we can just impact a whole lot more people, and that's our goal, is to no longer live in the United States and move overseas someday and completely live there forever, and just disciple people, teach them how to live for Christ, how to live for God, and hopefully that they can teach other people. And so we'll see how that goes.
But for now, we're just going to enjoy being married for the first year or two and we're excited. But thank you so much for all your support and for your prayers and for just coming to our wedding. It's just been such an exciting day, and we look forward to, sharing the rest of our lives with all of you, whatever happens in the future. So thank you so much. We love you guys.
Thank you.
Have a great time.